Hey guys, it's Courtney from the Ivy League, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Pearson Vue Trick. What it is, how it works, does it work, like all those kind of like things that you may have heard or you may not have heard it, and this will be like news to you. If you've seen my video of me doing the Pearson Vue Trick and my reaction, you may have wondered how I did that or how I got to that area. So I'm going to kind of explain that to you today, and I'm going to do an up close of my laptop as I walk you through it. Obviously I'm not going to show you my passwords and everything, but just kind of like an up close on how it works, and I'm going to walk you through it. Now, the Pearson Vue Trick is not always 100% accurate. There is no 100% accuracy on everything. But what I have found through my research, and I will link the website down below that I was able to find more information about this on, was that it is typically like 99.99% accurate for a pass. That is if you get the good pop-up that I will show you. But if you fail, it's not always 100% failure. There are other things that come into play. They run your test through two gradings, I guess. So you may not fail. It may let you pay for a test and you may not have really failed. And at that point, you will be refunded your money. It may take a while. I'm not sure how that works. I haven't really been able to find any information out there as far as how long it takes to get your money back if you do pass and they charge your credit card. Another important thing to remember about this, and I'll say it, this is the first time I'm going to say it and you'll hear me say it again throughout this little tutorial, is that you do not put in the correct credit card information. You put in the correct credit card number. You do not put in the correct expiration date. If you fail and you put in that correct information into the computer, it will charge you. There is no other way around it. It could even charge you if you pass. That's a chance you take too. But if you put in the correct credit card number, and it has to be the correct credit card number or it will not work, but you put in the incorrect expiration date, it will give you a certain pop-up, and I'm going to show you that too, that tells you that your information that you have entered is not correct. So it's going to ask you to put in a different card that isn't expired or something like that. But before you get to that step, if you put in the incorrect credit card number, it will tell you that the number is incorrect. So it will give you that bad pop-up before you even get started. So it's important to know that as part of the step. So okay, so another thing to remember is that you need to wait until you get an email from Pearson Vue to check this. You can probably try checking from the parking lot and it may work. You may have already gotten that email. So it's important to know that they have acknowledged that you've taken your test. That's an important step in doing this. And I think the email I got is from Pearson Vue. I'm going to read it to you. It says NCLEX examination information is the subject, and it was on the date that I took the test. It kicked out about 5 minutes after I walked out of the building, so I got this in the parking lot. So you could potentially check from the parking lot as long as you have gotten this. It says, now that you've completed the NCLEX examination, we understand you may still have questions for a list of answers, blah, blah, blah. Some candidates may access their unofficial results 48 business hours after taking their exam, which mine were available exactly 48 hours after taking my exam, like to the minute. If you have any questions not answered in the document, please call the NCLEX candidate services. So this was the email that it kicked out after I tested and walked out of the building. So now I'm going to switch to the actual tutorial, and we're going to go in up close to check out my computer and how to do the trick. Okay guys, so I'm on the testing website, and I'm on portal.ncsbn.org, and you want to click register for the NCLEX on Pearson Vue. This is just the easiest way to get it, to get to this, because it takes you directly. You can go to the Pearson Vue website and go from there, but this is the easiest to actually go to the National Council website. So when you go to the website, over here you'll notice that you can sign in or register. If you have taken the test, you are already registered, so you want to click sign in. Okay, so once you click that, and I'm covering up my username and password, you'll notice that it takes you to a sign in. So then you go ahead and click enter. Okay, so you'll see it says you do not have any exams that you can be scheduled at this time. I do not have any appointments because I've already attended my appointment, so I'm going to start the registration process. I'm seeking licensure in United States or U.S. territory. I want to do the NCLEX-RN examination. It's $200. Have you ever taken it before? Okay, so these are the additional questions, and you have to answer them just as I'm answering here. Yes, you've taken it before. You just took it. Yes, you've taken an exam to Yes, you've taken an exam to qualify for the same license. If you have had an LPN license before, you will click yes to this. Otherwise, no. If this is your first time testing for a license, not your first time, if this is your first experience testing for a license and you don't have an LPN or anything like that, you click no here. So the next part is you fill in your nursing school information, just like you did the first time. And I'm going to fill this out and come back to you, because this will have my personal information about my school in it. So we'll come right back. Okay, so I finally got this to go to the next screen. I actually had to reboot my computer because I was watching Back to the Future and it was taking up a lot of my bandwidth. So it goes to this screen, and this is your order confirmation screen. And I would show you the top, but it has my personal information. So when you get to this screen, you click next. Okay, so now we are to the enter payment. Now this is not your fail. So if you get this far, do not think that you failed. This is where you put in your card details. So I'm going to put in my information and then come back and show you where to go from there. So again, it's important for this step to remember not to put in your legit credit card information. You need to put in your correct credit card number, but you need to put in an incorrect expiration date. It will not allow you to re-register or to proceed through the next steps if you do not follow those instructions. So from here, I will fill this out and be right back. Okay, so I'm back now, and I have put in the incorrect credit card information. I put in the correct number. It was actually saved in my hard drive, and the correct security code from the back. But after that, it says your order is not complete until you click the Submit Order button. Please be advised that after you submit your order, changes to the Board of Nursing / regulatory body exam type and/or exam language will result in additional fees. And then please see the candidate bulletin that they publish every so often. So I'm going to turn it up for a second. So I'm down at the bottom of the screen now, and I'm going to click Submit Order. And now we're just waiting again. It's a lot of waiting, but if you want to know, it's worth it. Okay, so it will not let me go to the Submit Order screen. It gives a pop-up. Our records indicate that you have recently scheduled this exam. Another registration cannot be made at this time. This is the good pop-up. This means with 99.99% accuracy that you have passed your test. If you get this pop-up, when you go to submit your order, the payment was declined. Reason, contact your credit card company or use a different credit card. This does not mean that you necessarily failed. This is the bad pop-up, but it does not mean that you failed. Like I said before, there's a small margin of error. They will have to do the two-step grading process on your test, so you could still pass. This will keep them from charging your credit card. Of course, if you put in your correct credit card information, they'll charge your card and you'll have to get your money back. So this is a way around spending that money. I also want to talk about what happens when you register or when you try to re-register too soon. If you haven't gotten the email yet, and you try to register, it will say the candidate currently has an open registration for this exam. A new registration cannot be made at this time. This is not the good pop-up. This is not the bad pop-up. This means you did not wait long enough. This is what happens when you do not wait for that email from Pearson Vue and you're checking from the car. So if you're checking from your car and you get this pop-up, this is not good or bad. It just means you didn't wait long enough. Another option that you might see when you do this is this option. It says the candidate currently has test results that are on hold. A new registration cannot be created this time. Again, this is not good or bad. This means that your test results are on hold. There are many things that could cause your test results to be on hold. One of them is testing really quickly, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that you got done quicker than their average time. So they want to go back and look. When they review test results for getting finished too quickly, they review the tape from the testing center, like the visual tape of you testing. So they're watching you. It's not bad unless you cheated. So another thing is that it could have been that your fingerprints are smudged at your board of nursing, which happens a whole heck of a lot. So they need to confirm your fingerprints before they release your results. So again, it's not good or bad, it just is. So I hope that I've given you some good information about the Pearson Vue Trick today and about how it works and some of the different pop-ups that you might see. Of course, there is no fail-safe on finding out whether or not you passed until your license number is posted on your board of nursing. If you'll notice that the results that you get in 48 hours are only unofficial results. The only official result is your actual nursing license. So, and a lot of people want to know how much you pay for unofficial results as well. Those are $7.99. And if you're really worried about it and you don't want to do the trick, because I know I have a lot of friends that graduated with me who didn't want to try the trick. They wanted to see it in writing for themselves. And that's fine. That's just their preference. That was the best $7.99 they ever spent. And there's something about seeing the word pass in little blue letters that kind of makes you feel better. But again, the only official is your nursing license, which could take days, hours, weeks. I know that in one of the forums that I belong to, there are people that have said it takes 5 to 6 weeks, which is crazy, but that's the way they work. That's how their board of nursing works. Mine was up within 24 hours after I got my unofficial results. But again, that varies from state to state. So there's, unless you know your state's rundown of how they do things in their office, which is not likely, then you don't know which one you'll be. Some states will tell you it takes 5 to 6 weeks for us to post your license. Those states are typically states where you can work on a provisional license. Our state, you can work under a provisional license, but you cannot work at my employer under provisional license. You have to be able to practice on your own. So I had to have my license, so I was really worried about, I just needed to know one way or another. I needed to know whether I needed to get a job in the meantime and continue studying for 90 days or whether I could start work. So I just needed to know. And if you've come here, you might have that same feeling about needing to know, and I hope that I've answered some of your questions. Make sure you click like and subscribe if you're interested in hearing more from me, and thanks for watching. Bye guys.